fitness, and Tim Omlu goes over a tenth of a second faster.
Good evening everyone and welcome back. Formula Trout, it's round 3. We're at Kyalami, the South African Grand Prix, and hey ho, qualifying is underway. I'm joined by our main man, Case Wilhelms, yeah, he's taking this one, he's watching this one from the sidelines as opposed to being behind the wheel. Case, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. It's great to be on again. It's been a while. Last time with Alex Cochran, I think that was last season. So yeah, it's great to be back on the commentary box again. Yeah, had the birthday dinner today, so unfortunately I couldn't make it on time. But you know what? I still wanted to help old Kilgore out here in the commentary box. So great to be back again.
That's good to hear. I'm sure you enjoyed your little birthday meal. Happy birthday, Case's mum. And let's go on board with, let's see, where is he? I've lost him now. Mr. Andreas Schilder, who, he's back. He's back with a vengeance. Griffin Gaming have called upon their main man, the champion, and, well, let's just admit it, you know, the best driver Griffin Gaming have had. And he's in third place there with a 1 minute 15 something, 15.6, no 7 even. My time is not showing what I want it to show. Why is it doing that? Oh, wrong buttons. There we go. How about that? But Case, you know, there's been some news, you know, on the paddock wall. How about we jump straight to the newsroom? The new feature here at Trout. So yeah, hey ho, straight in the deep end. Oxtan no more. So yeah, Oxtan not happy with how the grid has been formed this season. A lot of drivers seem to be in the maxi camp. I hold my hands up high. You know, I threw my toys out the pram, but you know, it's a bit unfair. You know, when you know the whole idea is that it's supposed to be a competition, but you know, we'll let the community you know, make their own decisions on that one. But yeah, other news. A kingdom divided against itself. This has just come in. Now, rumours of unrest has arisen from the King's R camp. The team owner is apparently less than satisfied with how the drivers have started season 11 of Formula Trout. Results so far have been P15 for James Kay and a DNF for Leslie Peters in round 1, with the reserve driver Stephen Hepner retiring on lap 20 in round 2. According to sources very close to South African-based team, the owner will reassess the performance of the drivers in the upcoming home race, giving them a minimum target of at least 20, top 20 in qualifying. I mean, that's quite an easy goal for them to achieve. You know, they have shown some decent performance, you know, at least in the pre-season qualifying. But you know, let you guys make your mind up on that. Let's head back to qualifying, shall we? And yeah, still following Andreas Schilder. Let's see, who's out on a lap at the moment? Mr. Ernest Rees is. Let's see, on board with him as he comes around the last few corners, I believe. Ernest Rees, I believe this is his first showing this season. Missed the first 2 races. But yeah, representing Younger GP, and he's you know, on the normal Hermes pace, top of the timing. his teammate Cody Lawrence, he was currently leading the championship at the moment. We'll probably want to have something to say about that. What do you think, Case? Interesting opinion. Case, everybody. So yeah, it looks like Cody Lawrence is on a lap currently, so we'll stay on board with him as his teammate is ahead. Might want to get out of the way unless this is part of the master plan. Nearly 3/10 up. And this is not currently enough to beat Hermes, but as he finds a bit more in that last sector. Comes on the last corner now. Could potentially take P1. Ah, and just misses out by 1/10. Ryan Wilson's shown great pace around here, I must say. As I pressed the wrong button. Currently in P3, as the the track is constantly improving. Lars Schreenstra, apologies for always getting your last name wrong. Showed great performance in the last race, but unfortunately was disqualified for bombing it into the pit lanes at such an alarming rate that stewards deemed it unsafe, as Gochman goes 4th fastest. And let's see, Simon Benoit around the last couple of corners. Oh, I hear Case. He's fallen down the well. Where are you, Case? I can hear you somewhere. Andreas Schilder staying out of the way by the looks of things. I think Benoit's about to embark on a lap. I don't know. I can't tell anymore. Got Gochman coming on the last corner. Shoulder. And Morim. Morim's on a lap. Here we go. On board with Morim. Get the right angle. Morim last time out, not doing great. In fact, not even scoring points. Finishing P11. Not the usual result for him, considering he won the Beta Cup in between the Premier Series. So, all eyes on him tonight to see how he does around this Kyalaman South African circuit. Thomas Barbieri going 7th fastest there. It was 5th fastest, sorry. Oh, ignore me. Alex Cochran setting the 3rd fastest lap at the moment. Interesting. Oh, Case, I can barely hear you. Your microphone dead. You're really quiet.
That's better.
That is much better, yeah. I can hear you loud and clear now.
Sorry for the discrepancies. One interesting thing to notice is that given that this track is a lot more higher than on tire track than any other track, we are seeing a lot more people out on the C3s. We do have a couple of runners out on the C4s, most notably Alex Cochran, Ryan Wilson, Ali Gochman, Dave Southwood, and a few other people as well. We have Matty Rosen and Ariel Dorfman, new people to me, out on the C5 tires. Currently qualified P21 and P22. Obviously, if you are qualifying under the top 10, you are free to use any tire that you want for the start of the race. So they could try to make up a lot of pace on that, because the more grip you have, especially on this track, your lap times will be significantly faster. But for the start of the race, for that first hit, it might be not great for you. So most of the people here running the safe strat of running the C3 tires likely will be a two pit stop race, C3, C2, C2, or C2, C3, C2. Depends on how good you can nurse the car around this track with as much space as possible.
So we were just on board with Shoulder there as he lost it in the last, well, coming up to the last corner, lost nearly 4/10. I think he had pole there. On board with Southwood now, who's on his flying lap. 29th fastest with a 1:15. You know, I always say that Southwood, his one lap pace isn't the one you need to be looking out for. Oh God! No. He just
Sam and Ben are coming up.
manages to reverse it into the pits. That's a very interesting tactic. Oh dear, this is something. This is something right now.
I don't think they teach you this in the driving course.
Oh dear. Oh,
Now impeding some of the drivers.
Yeah, this is something now. I think Dave Southwood really should consider. I don't know what you should consider right now.
Just what is going on here?
This will probably need investigating, personally speaking. Oh God, no! I can't watch it. I can't watch it. Let's save this guy some face, shall we? Ali Gockman, where are you? Please save me. Ali Gockman currently 1/10 up. As I say that, lost a few seconds there.
Dave Southwood, meanwhile, seems to have managed to bring it back to his pit box at least, and managed to spin his car 180 around and is going out on track again. So I'm not sure what the stewards will have to say on this. If it was up to me, maybe they would penalize him for what's it called again? Driving in an unsafe manner or dangerous driving. But because that's very. I've never seen something like that before.
Yeah, that is a first. That's definitely a first. I mean, like, of all places to spin, it was perfect for him, but reversed into the pit lane wasn't it. Yeah, I mean, I would like that investigated at some point.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Lami's pit entry is especially noticeable because it is a very sharp turn into the left. We don't see that quite a lot. Most of them either are coming directly from a straight. I guess maybe the one from Ricard, if I say that correctly. The French racetrack is a bit different. It sometimes starts out right on the home straight as well, where you take a very short right, have to slow down a lot, but does go away from the race line. But yeah, it can be a tricky corner also because it also goes up a bit by the time you end up at the corner. So if you go too fast, you spin up the ring, you end up in the outside wall. So it is a bit of a tricky, but yeah, that's definitely a peculiar situation there from Dave Southwood.
So when we were, this is completely off topic what you just mentioned, but when we were just on board with Ernest Rees there, he was actually, he set purple sector in the first sector. By the time we went on board with him, he was three seconds down, so he clearly had a spin, yeah, that's the end of that one. As Andreas, lot of oversteer there, and goes into the last corner. Again, he can get into the 14s, I believe, with just over four minutes to go. Well, just under, yeah. He might be able to get another stint in. Giovanni Amorim went fourth fastest, but Andreas just pipped him there at the end. Dave Southwood, let's go on board with him, shall we? He's now again on a flying lap. He's green in the first two sectors, 2/10 up on his last best. He gets that corner right this time. Bit of a lock up there, screwed a bit of time. Just fifth fastest with that. On the is that the C5s? Is it? Simon Benoit currently on a lap as well. Ooh, and he gets a lot of oversteer there and settles the car, and yeah, that's the end of his lap, unfortunately for him. Let's go on board with Cody. I think he's about to embark on a hot one. No, he's not. Oh, yeah, I guess not. Thomas again looks like he's solo gunning it tonight. His teammate Larry nowhere to be seen. Lenny, sorry, not Larry. I was looking
in the meantime, I noticed, I think Giovanni Amorum has run out of fuel at the entry of the pit lane. I just noticed he teleported back into his pit box. He was only a couple of meters away from the entry turn, but I think he has run out of fuel and couldn't make it back to the pits on time. So I think he's out of qualifying for now. Currently sitting P6, so let's see how much he will stay up.
Alex Cochran still finding time around the lap, even with a couple of mistakes there, goes third fastest. But I think that might be his final stint. James Kay, a driver under threat apparently, will be fighting for his seat tonight, only 3 rounds in, but all eyes on him considering it's the team's home race and its own. A bit wide into the last corner. Doesn't look like he'll be improving on his time. Stay 17 fastest for now. Gustavo Dalla Valle. Nearly 5/10ths up on his previous best. Be looking to at least get into the low 15s. Currently looks like he might at least get into the top 10 at this rate. Only the one qualifying session here tonight, unlike the last round. And yet goes 9th fastest with that. Amos Reese down on the first sector, up in a personal best in the second. Oh, and again, the car is just unsettled. Let's see what's his teammate got under his sleeve. At the start of this session, it looked like Ermis was the one leading, but Cody Lawrence showing that plenty of lap experience in this car, really paying off. It doesn't look like you know, that corner was meant to be, as he loses a lot of time there. Amos Reese, he's out. And we'll have to settle for second as Cody Lawrence comes around the last couple of corners. Doesn't look like he'll be improving on his time, but is currently in the hot spot for pole tonight. What can Thomas do about it? He's currently 8/10ths down on his lap. Doesn't look like he will be improving. Andreas Schilder also down. He looked like he could have taken it tonight, but looks like Cody Lawrence will be the one taking pole. Dave Southwood has been fighting this car in this session. He set a personal best in the first sector, but he's down in the middle. He'll probably just be looking for any improvement at this rate. Still fighting the car. Comes into the last corner. No, not enough from the car. That'll be P7 for him. Ali Gochman, he's not on a lap. Agnes Rositis, he isn't on a lap. I think that's the end of qualifying. It's this guy who's on the top step tonight. Well, at least at the front of the grid, ready for the race, the upcoming race.
I have to say, a great effort to Thomas Barbier for still qualifying P4 on the C2 tires. So maybe he will have advantage into the race strategy. That's very interesting to see. Cody Lawrence and Urmas Rees both on C3. Alex Cochran C4. Simon Benoit P5 from the C3. And Andreas Schilder, quite great result from him, returning in P6. He wasn't improving on his last lap and unfortunately had a near spin at the last turn, but that's still a great effort. P6, welcome back.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably worth pointing out, so the Cody Lawrence and Ernest Reese, the younger GP drivers, both on the C3 compound, they'll be on the front row of the grid, and Alex Cochran yet on the C4 in third, Thomas Barberry on the C2. So yeah, an array of strategies in the first two grids. Simon Benoit on the C3 in fifth, Andreas Schilder representing Griffin Gaming on the C3 in sixth, Dave Southwood on the C4, Ali Gockman on the C4. Remember to return to pit if you've
Yep.
not already done that. Just 30 seconds to go now until lights out. Cody Lawrence on pole here around this South African Grand Prix, sponsored by Case Willems himself. And the revs are starting. These boys are ready. We've got red lights. And away we go. It's a neck and neck start, but Hermes has got a great start there into the second stint, and Alex Cochran all over is splitting the two younger cars, and Alex Cochran is into first place here as Cody gets very unshapely and is down into third, is neck and neck with his teammate. And Ernest Reese looks like he's ahead into the corner. Alex Cochran still leading by 5/10 now. Thomas Barbie trying to find a way around these younger cars. But it looks like a fairly clean start. Plenty of action at the back. Any big jumpers? Let's see. It looks a fairly steady grid, to be honest. As many the guys at the back, a few switching back and forth. James Kay holding on to 17th. Ali Gockman in the Carlos Scamanis car, and we've got a car off. Roberto. Oh dear! And that's William Knowles. Oh dear. We've got our first DNF. Amos Reese currently in second. Looking to fight away around this Alex Cochran. These two drivers on completely different strats. as Alex got the pace to pull away. Almost getting very close to the rear of that car as they enter lap 3, and now DRS is allowed if you're within 1 second of the car ahead as you enter the DRS zones. Looks like Ernest will have the pace to stay close and benefit from the DRS. Cody Lawrence all over his teammate as well, so everyone's susceptible to overtakes at this rate. Let's just hope that it stays clean. Oh dear! Ernest Reese is off! And that was a big shunt for him. Let's hope he can stay in the race. And it's up to Cody Lawrence now. It looked like Ernest Reese had just got the car unsettled. Very similar to Dave Southwood in qualifying. Andres Schilder.
Yeah, the curbs can be quite tricky here in this track.
Ernest all the way down to
Especially
9th.
given that this... Sorry, my bad.
Sorry, go on.
Especially given that these cars are now using the... what's that effect called? The ground effect. If they get disturbed too much, if your car is riding too low and you get too much on the curves, something like that can easily happen. And especially on a track like this, where on most of the apexes you have very big curves, and ooh, mine also nearly spun out there. You can really easily start to lose grip, and then you have accidents like that. And meanwhile, Leslie Peters also around as well.
His teammate James Kay up into 15th. Oh, as I say that, there's contact between him and Stoyan. Oh no. Almost race into the pits. And Cody Lawrence very close to Alex Cochran now. Let's see. It looks like Alex Cochran got a bit out of shape there. One second separates the top 4 currently. Even Benoit probably in that 1 second at this rate. And it literally is a train. Such as the characteristics of this track. As they go under the Formula Trout tunnel, if you can call it that. It's not really, it's more of a bridge.
Meanwhile, behind, we got a great fight going on between Adam Woodward and Lars Schienstra, and also James Kay.
Thomas Babier. Looks like he got overtaken by Alec Gockman as he goes for the overtake. Gets the position back, up into 3rd. Benoit wants a bit of the action as well. Oh, and we missed the overtake for flipping 1st. I'm so sorry. Ah! Already, Cody looking like he's pulling away. Now he's been released and has no dirty air to deal with. Excuse me. Wow, and already a second gap being formed between first, second and third at this rate. Alex Cochran makes a mistake though, and Barbier is all over his rear. Time Benoit into P1 apparently, but not really because he's down into P4. There's now P5 as the timing screen has a bit of a moment. And oh dear, but I mean nearly. There's a battle for P2. And there's a argy bargy going on there as well. Bit of fisticuffs. Alex Cochran's tyre, is it holding out as they embark onto lap 7? Oh no!
Oh.
He's getting a bit squirmy, and it's anyone's race at this rate. Down into P4 he is, as Ali Gochman now in P2, Benoit in P3, and Thomas Barbier, the one who's unfortunately missing out the most from this. Oh, as again, Thomas and Alex Cochran come together. Andres Schilder wants a bit of this action now, and I'm about to cough again. Andres Schilder goes off and manages to hold the position against Amorim. Lap 8 and Ali Gochman 4 seconds behind Cody Lawrence. Feels a bit like a rally race, this. When are they taking their joker lap?
For like the top 10.
I know, right? Amorim looking for a way around the Mr. Shoulder. Barely half a tenth separated them then. Felipe Olsen up into P9. Brian Wilson just about hold on to the points at this rate. Benoit setting at 1:17.6, which I believe is the fastest lap so far. It is not. It is by Cody Lawrence, of course, at 1:17.1. Benoit into P2. Alex Cochran all the way down into P6 now. Those C4 tyres not paying off for him. Sure that just biding this time. Yeah, you're probably right there on lap 9 of 45 though. I wonder what the strategy will be. Oh, and Ryan Wilson get a bit of wheel spin there. Round 2, Thomas Barbier. He definitely has the pace to get on the podium tonight. It's just, are the Trout boys going to let him? DRS wide open, and it makes it easy for Bear. I'm so sorry. My mind having a bit of a meltdown here. And now Thomas has Benoit in his sights. Amorim Going for a move on Cochrane. Cochrane having none of it. No, it looks like he's having all of it. Cochrane down to 9th. Wonder what happened there. Andreas Schilder has decided he doesn't like 5th, he wants 4th.
Oh, Alex off.
Oh no. Alex off. And my computer having a bit of a nightmare. It's gone
And he's
slow.
into the pits. It's the inside wall of the pit lane.
Oh no. Schiller's up into 4th. Thomas is up into 2nd. Cody's already 7 seconds ahead. But now Thomas in clean air, he can just focus on his race. Let's see, Cody's last lap was a 1:17.6. His best is a 1:17 flat. They're both on different strategies as well, so this could pan out quite interestingly. No doubt Cody has his strategy planned out to perfection. Amos Reese all the way down in 14th, but I'm sure it won't be for long as he comes across Lars Scheenstra. As Ali Gochman makes a collide with the environment. He's into the pits as well. Looks like it's a bit of a narrow entry. Dave Southwood's also into the pits. This is the C4s giving up, I'm guessing. And Gochman, he is on the what tyre is he on? He's on the C3. Comes out in P12 by the looks of things. Amos Reese just getting ahead of him. That's one less driver to deal with. Oh, and look at that. Alongside Scheenstra. Scheenstra gets ahead, and this is not paying off for younger GP Junior. And there's contact with, oh no, the King's car. Oh, it's awful. It's awful. It's not what you want. And
Oh my god, there's a massive.
James Kay ending several people's lives during this race.
Engine somehow still alive.
And that is Schilder into the pits. And we're on lap 13 of 45 around this Case Wilhelm sponsored South African Grand Prix. And James Kay making another crash with the environment. His car completely totaled at this point. And that's Matty Rosen out. He unfortunately making a massive collision there, and I think, yeah, pretty much put an end to his race. This is good to see. Adam Woodward up in P10 for the Bag Academy car. Obviously yet to pit, I believe. And the gaps are now beginning to form as everyone is all over the place with the strategies. Ali Gochman looking to make his way through traffic though, and as always, you know, they're battling for position. They're entitled to defend. Oh, it looks like he got a bit out of shape there, but keeps control of the car as he points his car into the corner, and Simon Benoit's now into the pits as well. Amorim up into P3. Amorim yet to pit, I believe, or has he? No, he hasn't. So he'll be going longer on those C3 tyres. Schilder has Ermis Reese behind him. Ermis having pitted, I believe, 10 laps earlier after he had a bit of a spin. Anthony Penn's in the pits.
Right now it seems like a good time to get those old C3s off and put on a fresh set of C2s. Roberto Verdocchia, I'm probably saying that wrong, currently running the C1. As far as I can see, only he and Leslie Peters are the ones running the C1. Pretty much everyone else so far having seemed to switch over to C2 tires.
Gockman muscling his way around Woodward as they barge by each other. And Felipe Olsen's in the pit. Agnes Rositis is in the pits. Andrea Schilder back up to P5 now. His teammate coming out of the pits in P11 by the looks of things. Ryan Wilson looking like he missed out. It looks like a few drivers got the undercut on him as he comes out in, well, not that he's come out in P11, but he's now down to P11, having pitted 3 laps earlier. But he is gaining on Sheenstra. Sheenstra, I believe, yet to pit. Sheenstra taking the inside. Almost moves out of the way for Wilson. And Dalavalle's in the pits now. He makes a collision with the pit wall as he comes in. I keep pressing the wrong button. Felipe Olsen on a almost brand new set of tyres, being held up by Lars currently, who has yet to pit. This won't be doing Felipe any good. As Cody's in the pits. Cody's in the pits, and now Thomas is into P1. I don't know why I was so surprised about Cody being in the pits. It was all so sudden. Cody's pitted into clean air though, I believe, so he's able to just lay down the laps now. Gockman up into P6, Zamorum down to P7. Olsen up into P10 finally. Zamorum not done, he wants P6 back. Gockman leaving him to hang out to dry. And there's a car off there. Lawrence slowly breaking away the time between Barbier and himself.
I think that's Dorfman, Ariel Dorfman. Took me some time to see what that was. He's going very slow.
He's already just set 2 purples in the second and third sector. Cody has. He only needed the first sector to warm his tyres up. This guy feels like he's on rails. The battle for 6 still not over as Morum stays pretty much within 3/10 of Gochman. Gochman on 7-lap-old tyres, Giovanni on 2-lap-old tyres. Both on completely different strategies. Ali on the C3 and Giovanni on the C2. Looks like Gochman's pulling away. Giovanni should have the DRS, so stay close. Laz falling down the grid. Probably need to consider pitting at some point. He is on the C2 tyre, so he is going longer than everyone else. We'll now have Dalla Valle to deal with. And that's Thomas into the pits. Thomas, who also has yet to pit, finally comes in, and Andreas Schilder coming around the last couple of corners. Will he get out in time is the question. I don't think he will. No, as Andreas Schilder comes into P2, sorry, and Nermus Rees now ahead of him as well. This is one that Thomas will have to fight for. Nermus Rees on 16-lap-old tyres will have a bit of a challenge ahead of him. We'll probably have to consider pitting at some point. Dalla Valle gets past Lars. Nermus comes into the pits, and we're denied a battle between the Simtech car. It's not a Simtech car, is it? It's a Trinity Simsport car, sorry. And the younger car. Nermus Rees comes out in 10th, still in the points. And that will probably be his last pit of the night, maybe, if he can manage those tyres till the end. Morum gets past Gochman, or does he though? It looks like it's neck and neck. Morum stays ahead for now as the corners lead into his path. I don't know what that means. And Dave Southwood wants some of the action as well, as he starts to force his way around Gochman as well. And you can just see Ryan Wilson in P8. Won't be long till he's getting a slice of that pie.
Well, Ali and Dave's tires are the same age, 10 laps each, but Ali Gockman currently running the C3's got grip advantage, but who knows for how long.
Moran pulling away from Gockman, now he's been released, and now Gockman has to fend for P6. It doesn't look like he has much of a chance. Dave's masterclass racecraft even clearly paying off. Gockman trying to stay close to him, but we'll probably have to give up that battle. Sheenstra finally pits, comes out in P16. Big lock up from Southwood. That will give the position back to Gockman and possibly his teammate at this rate. Will not do his tyres any justice. Barbier setting 116s whilst Andrea Schilder in the 17s. Those new tyres paying off. Gockman's out! Gockman's spun! He's back on track though. For Ryan Wilson up into 7th. And Felipe Olsen now neck and neck. Oh, and Olsen's oh no! No! Oh dear, I think they might have had to come together. One Griffin gaming car under threat, the other one taken out. This is sabotage. It's a great move from Thomas. Oh no! No! Another one spins! Benoit now within a chance of getting back on the podium. Andreas Schilder is not having good luck tonight. Ernest Rees up into P8. We've just about passed the halfway point of this race, and there's already been plenty of action as Cody Lawrence now 14 seconds ahead of his I guess rival Thomas Barbier.
I think Ariel Dorfman's off again, or he's still very slow. Into the pits.
All's looking good for DAC at the moment, who have 2 cars in the points. I believe the only team with 2 cars in the points. No, Ernest Rees also down in 8th as well yet. And younger.
Oh,
Andreas
stay
Schiller's in the
stopping
pits. Oh, what? He's
he
coming
went
to the
off.
pits.
He spun.
He's spun and then coming to the pits by the looks of things. It worked out for him in the end. Schiller comes out in P10. We'll have a big uphill battle ahead of him. Hopefully, for his sake, some of the guys ahead of him will need to pit. But yeah, 19 laps on the C2 compound. This guy clearly in a league of his own tonight, though. Let's wonder if Lenny's arrival will come in Fuji and put an end to this Cody Lawrence dominance. Oh, and Schiller's made another mistake. Oh no, he's nearly taken out his teammate. Oh, and Schiller comes into the pits. That corner is very forgiving in that sense, but having just pitted, I think he does not want to do that again. I think that might be the end of his night, though.
I don't think this was quite the race that he wanted for his return back to Trout.
He showed great form. You know, had the potential to take pole tonight, but I don't think he was in the right mentality to be battling through the pack. Thomas Rees, however, he's had his shunt at the start of the race. His reconnaissance stint playing well for him at the moment. He will need to nurse these tyres to the end of the race, though, unless he wants to pit again. Ryan Wilson giving up P5 temporarily, I believe. Ryan doing a great job for his season debut with the AC car. Probably worth mentioning who has currently retired. Apologies for yawning. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, we've got Matty Rosen, he's out, and William Knowles also, he's out. There we go, that's it. Hopefully it stays like that. Leslie Peters in the pits. Thomas Barbier chipping away at Cody's lap times, set at 1:16.6 the last lap. Cody doing a 1:17 flat. Not to say that Cody doesn't have the 16s in him, he may be nursing his tyres. Still another 16 laps around this South African Grand Prix. Thomas sets personal best in the middle sector. Cody Lawrence comes across the finish line, setting another 1:17 again by the looks of things. He's consistent, you can give him that. And Thomas setting a 1:16.6 again. So, I mean, the lap times will come tumbling if he keeps this pace up. Cody 24.4 in the first sector. What's Thomas got to say to that? 24.6, so Cody's fastest in the first sector. Looks like he's reacting to Thomas's lap times. A 29.9 from Cody. And Thomas 13 seconds behind currently. Comes through to second sector. Again, Cody's faster. Definitely reacting to Thomas's last 2 laps for sure. Thomas comes through the last corner now. And Cody sets a 1:16.7. And with that, Thomas now setting the 17s to 1:17 flat. So they've almost swapped lap times, but obviously, you know, you've got to recharge your battery. You can't just keep pumping lap after lap. And what happened there? Oh, Delta screen just having a bit of.
Ariel Dorfman.
Ryan Wilson, yeah, our time screen having a bit of a moment. So again, Cody fastest in the first sector, and it's worth noting that Thomas is actually on newer tyres and he's on the C3 tyre.
So we have Ariel Dorfman slowly driving across there. He's got some major damage, I think.
Cochran into the pits. Cody looked like he made a mistake on that last lap, 1:17.3 maybe, I don't know. He wasn't going as fast at least. So yeah, Thomas just keep up the pace at the moment. Oh, it could be the lap traffic he's having to deal with as well. You see just ahead of him now. Hopefully you can just negate this as fast as possible. Ryan Wilson hitting on board with Ernest Rees, who very heavy on the brakes there. Big lockup, trying to go down the inside there past Giovanni Amorim holding on, not having any of it. Ernest Rees still staying with him though. Wilson comes out in P9 behind his teammate, but on fresher tyres. See how it pays off. "12 laps to go around this South African Grand Prix. Woody Lawrence dominating. Thomas Barbier doing his best to hold on. Almost setting identical lap times to one another. Simon Benoit, a surprise P3 currently. But we're currently on board with Ernest Rees, who is chasing down Amorim for P4. And what else he can achieve. Ernest Rees had the potential to well, he was on. Let me rephrase. Okay, let me just. He was on the front row grid, and you know, had the potential to lead the race. Oh, there's a car off there. There's Ariel Dorfman is retired. But yeah, Ernest Rees had the potential to lead the race into lap 1, and unfortunately it was Alex Cochran who managed to squeeze his way past the 2 younger cars and led until Cody managed to force his way past. Unfortunately though, Hermes Reese taking a spin in the early stages of this race, but is doing a great job at coming back. He just has this major bag issue ahead of him. And as I mentioned before, Ryan Wilson catching up with his teammate. He's on the fresher tyres, and it looks like his tyres are now coming to life. The RS Open for Hermes Reese. Is he close enough this time? Goes down the inside. It looks like he's got the bad car. The bad car tries to stay with him. Forces his nose down the inside there, but Hermes clearly has the pace to stay ahead. And speaking of bad cars, Gustavo Della Valle is in the pits, the teammate of Amorim. And on board with Ryan Wilson, who manages to, well, it looked like, oh, well, I don't know what it looked like. You tell me what it looked like, Case.
Well, it nearly looked like you went off.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it nearly went off, but then it looked like Southwood kind of gifted him the position.
He suddenly gained the grip.
And just 10 laps to go now, and Cody Lawrence still leading the race. His 19 lap old C2 tyres still doing him justice as he is setting 117s. Hermes Reese setting a 116 there, cheeky little lap there. And I believe, no, yeah, Cody Lawrence still has the fastest lap with a 116.4 on the C2 tyre. And Lars Shinstra's facing the wrong way. And Thomas Barbier is coming to the pits. He thinks he can maybe go for the fastest lap. I believe that's the my only, unless I don't know, his tyres have literally given up.
Goes into the C3s.
I think he'll get out just ahead of Sam Benoit yet. I don't think that might be much of an issue. And Giovanni Amorim also in the pits. So maybe he's given up the battle for P4. He's
Curious
also
to see if Umas will be able to extend his C1 tires until pretty much the end of this race. He's already won 16 laps on them. I don't know about myself with my own testing if they can run to that extent, but if you can keep up that P4 with those tires, that will certainly be quite impressive.
Wilson, he's not had enough tonight, has he? He wants more, really showing off his true pace tonight. And Cody Lawrence is in the pits. He reacted to Thomas Barbier.
20 lap old C2s, let's see what he does. C3 for him as well.
Benoit's in the pits. Hermes is up into third. Amorim will now have plenty of clean air to set some fucking tasty laps. Apologies for my language there. But so will Thomas, so will Cody.
Thomas already setting the fastest Sector 2 and Sector 3 of this race. And Sector 1 as well. So they're about to get fast from here now.
Well, Hermes, who started second on the on the grid, finishing third, wouldn't be too bad of a result considering what happened earlier in this race. and it would be a great result for Younger GP regardless. But only 6 seconds behind Thomas. He has good pace. Currently purple in the first and second sector. Cody Lawrence also goes purple in the last sector. What's going on here? The timing screen just having a bit of a meltdown again. Barbier setting 1:15.5, goes fastest with that lap. And there's a bit of a train for P9 onwards. As Agnes Rositis, Felipe Olsen and Alex Cochran all line up behind our boy Dalla Valle. See how that unfolds. As Cochran now has a Dave Southwood problem, as he's sandwiched between two DAC cars. Call that a banana sandwich, which is a weird British cuisine. I don't recommend it. I knew someone who used to dip their banana sandwiches in tea. Not great. Benoit, only 3/10 separating him and Amorim, and he has DRS. Goes for the inside, looks like a fairly straightforward maneuver. Amorim seems to be very strong around the outside, but again, like a very similar maneuver. Benoit gets ahead of Amorim. Just over 5 laps to go. Well, it's technically 6, but you know what I mean. It's worth noting that Thomas Barbier is actually a lot closer to Cody Lawrence than he was a few laps ago. Just under 12 seconds now. I mean, there's a fat chance he'll catch up, but one mistake from Cody and that's P1 gone.
Yeah, last lap he was a little over half a second faster than Cody, so I don't think he will quite catch him, but he's definitely gaining.
Amorim hasn't given up yet. He's just staying close to Benoit, letting him know he's there. You might even see an attack from Amorim shortly, if he can stay close enough. There doesn't seem to be that many opportunities for overtaking around this circuit. Turn 1 being one of the most opportune, I don't know what I'm trying to say. 4 laps to go. Southwood also gaining on Gochman. See, Might just be a bit too far away this time round. But he is close to Gochman. But he needs another 10th or 2. Oh, and that's a Morum up into P4. We missed that. I think there might be a mistake from Benoit. Cody Lawrence sets a 1:15.4. I think he's just taken the fastest lap. And he's taking the, you know what? Taking the beeswax. Woodward pits with only 3 laps to go. More, I'm getting a bit of a tow there from the King's R car, I believe. Will definitely help him against his battle with Benoit. I think he will still need to keep his foot down on the throttle though, because he's not completely safe yet. Are you gone quiet again, Case, if you're talking?
I'm still here.
That's good to hear.
Just taking it all in.
Oh, it's his academy team that he's behind, and might be helping him. Just 2 laps to go around the South African Grand Prix, and yeah, it's been an interesting one. Who's been your driver of the day though, as Southwood finally gets his way past Gochman? It was a long time coming.
I think my driver of the day, I think it probably has to be Urban Rees, considering his crash early on in the race. I think it was lap 11, something like that. I think to be able to still be P3 is a great recovery drive from him.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate to see that Alex hasn't really been able to recover. I think his lowest point he was, I think 17th or 18th, so unfortunately he's just out of the points at P11. But I think from him, it's either still a recovery drive. But how unfortunate for Andres Schilder on his first return since I don't know how many races, but it's been a long time in my books. To start P6 but unfortunately end up P13 through some unlucky coincidences, I think it's a big shame from him. I hope we get to see more of him this season. He's a really damn quick driver, so it's just a bit unfortunate from this race, to be honest. But yeah, my driver for today is definitely Urban Rees.
Yeah, that's a fair point you've made there. And if you hadn't have made it, mine would probably be Ryan Wilson. He's just been doing real good out there. I mean, solid P6 considering everything that's gone on around him, and also first time. Is it his first time in the car? I could be wrong there. At least it's first time in the car for DAC, and to end up ahead of your teammate, it's always a good result. But yeah, you can't fault this guy, Cody Lawrence, who yeah, he might have lost the lead heading into turn 1. Not the best of starts from him. He'll probably be trying to work on that heading into the next race. But this guy, it just looks like he's in a league of his own at the moment. There's Formula Trout and then there's Formula Fish, you know what I mean? But Thomas Barbier has done a great performance tonight. He shouldn't be disheartened with second, considering where he started. And there were points where he probably made Cody aware that Cody had to pick up the pace. And yeah, there's nothing else really to say, but congratulations to this guy. He's on the top step of the podium, and he comes across the start-finish line. Cody Lawrence winning it, back-to-back wins for Younger GP. And Thomas Barbier comes around the corner and finishes in P2. Ali Gochman, bit of crashing there at the back there. Amos Reese, 20 seconds behind Thomas, but a brilliant recovery drive from him tonight. And I think I should be watching what's going on back here, because there's just a lot of action. Apologies for missing it, but who can predict a mess like this? Giovanni Amorim finishing in P4 in the end. Sam Benoit will have to settle for 5th. Ryan Wilson, my driver of the day, finishing in 6th ahead of his teammate Dave Southwood in 7th. Gustavo Della Valle not too far behind. And then there's this train. Ali Gochman, Felipe Olsen, Alice Cochran, Agnes Rositis, and then ultimately Andreas Schilder. Oh dear. Whoa. Leslie Peters going to space. But congratulations to everyone tonight. It's Kyle Army doesn't feature on the calendar often, so it's always a tough one for people to have to learn a new track for sure. But congratulations to this guy once again. As I believe we get ready for the interviews.
Some great donuts there.
Really putting the Younger GP engine to good use there. Beautiful stuff. Alex Cochran, what a great start to your race, and unfortunate, what a poor ending. Why don't you walk us through it?
Yeah, the start was it was a good start. I mean, it was completely unexpected. I mean, I was completely unprepared for this race. I think I did around 6 laps practice before the start. But to put it third, obviously I was on the C4, but to put it third at the qualifying was a very big surprise. Yeah, and then just sneaked up the middle of the two younger cars at the start, got into P1. I was never like, ooh, maybe this will be a win. Maybe this will be a win. It was, it was purely, I'm on the softer tire at the start of the race. Now I just need to hold on. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't really prepared for the stuff for the race at all. So those first few laps was even just working out the rate, the car on full fuel. Obviously, a few little errors. Got hit by one of the Trinity cars, I think. But you know, that happens. I was a bit slow. I can kind of take that. It's not completely their fault. Yeah, so tried the two stop, didn't really work out, but it was a fun race, really.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you put on a good show for us at least, so thank you very much for that.
I don't know if you caught the scuffle.
No, unfortunately we didn't.
It was. I made, let's say, quite the opportunistic lunge on Felipe, but it was a very, very good fight. You know, the last points, I think P9, P10, P11 or so. Gustavo was scuffling with the car in front. Felipe was holding on to 10th, and I was trying to send it up the inside on the last lap to get that point. Yeah, it was a very, very fun scuffle. Fun to race in, and good job from everyone who was involved in that for not pulling each other off. Although I tied with Felipe, so you know, but it was okay in the end. P11, it's not terrible. Maybe with some penalties, I'll get some points, but not too bad.
Thank you very much, Alex. And let's get our second place driver, Thomas Barbieri. Please tell me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong.
Oh no.
Congratulations on P2 tonight. I'm sure you would have wanted P1, but a great result for you and the team nonetheless.
Yeah, I think we could have done better, to be honest, because the first few laps were a bit chaotic, with Alex, with Ali, etc. My quali went well, fourth with C2 tires. That was a gumball, and it paid off, so pretty good. And then yeah, once everybody was at a good position, I would say, Cody was just too far away for me. He was a bit faster, I think, and we tried to do a battle for the fastest lap at the end, but he get the point, so congrats to him, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, are we gonna see your teammate return in the future?
Well, Lenny was supposed to drive just for September and after, and Henrik was supposed to drive, but Henrik rig is broken right now, and Lenny isn't there, so I hope we'll have a teammate at some point. I think in September we'll have a teammate.
Good luck to you, and congratulations once again.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
And I'm sure you can interview the next person, Case, our race winner tonight, Cody Lawrence. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our Case Willems has a few questions to ask you.
I for sure. I have my full list, whole list ready for my questions. How was that race? It seemed like you were very comfortable out there.
I mean, after the start wasn't too comfortable. I think that's what I'm gonna have to look at and try to figure out after the race what to do better there. But once you got past Alex, yeah, it felt pretty good. Car felt pretty solid. I had front wing damage in the first stint, so once you got that repaired, that seemed to really get the car dialed in, and yeah, I was really happy with that, frankly.
I mean, yeah, your race start will probably be something you'll be practicing on for the next race. You did look like you were under threat from your teammate, and then in the second stages of the start, you had Alex Cochran come in between you two. Yeah, for sure, it's good to see you under threat, but you know, under the helmet, I'm sure you're calm and collected in the long run.
I like that. You guys were itching for a fight, and they brought it to me for sure. Absolutely. Actually, if I ask, did I crowd Alex into Irmas? Because I don't know. Did he back out and do like a cutback? Because I didn't know if I forced Alex into Irmas. You guys get a better view of that than I did.
Do you know what? Due to my poor camera angles, yeah, I might have missed that. Trying to follow a battle behind you guys, so apologies, I didn't catch that on stream. We will obviously analyze it post race for sure, but yeah, everyone watching, I'm sorry for that. But
Yep.
you made it look easy. You made it look easy. Let's be honest, Cody. Once you got up to pace.
Yeah, I mean, and Thomas kept me honest. He had a little bit of unfortune in the train, but his pace was very well equal to mine, I would say. I think with one or two things go differently, it was been me versus Thomas for the win there. He had good pace, so good job to him for P2. And Ermas had one hell of a recovery after the spin on early on. That's really well done to him from I think outside the top 20 to P3 there. So good job to teammate Ermas as well.
For sure, for sure. Let's see what the next round brings. But yeah, it's good you mentioning Thomas. I'm sure at one point you noticed the lap times were matched, and you had to react. So yeah, very exciting racing nonetheless. Thank you very much, Cody.
Thank you as well. Thank you for letting me have a chance to do this. This has been so much fun. So
Good
thank
to
you
hear,
guys.
man.
Appreciate
Good
it.
to hear.
Good on you.
And that is it, guys. Thank you very much for watching tonight. I was joined by Case Willems at last minute, and I'm always appreciating of that. We've got Fuji next race, so in 2 weeks' time, make sure you stop by, same time, same place. Yeah, and if you want to race with us, well, do it. I mean, I will post the link on the screen shortly. But thank you very much, guys, and have a good night.
Cheers.